Aloha, it's your boy Neglected Gundam. I hope you weren't too lonely since the last time you saw me. Today we will be looking at the Perfect Grade Exia. Now I started this guy back in 2019. He has waited long enough, so let's get started.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath.
Alright, so I purchased this guy back in 2018. It was the lighting model, and I believe I paid around $300 for it. And that included shipping and handling. So I got extremely lucky on the price. It was before the scalpers had their way with Exia. So, like I said, I was very lucky. Now, when I built this guy, I believe I started back in 2019. It was around October, and I wanted to see how fast I could build a model. However, I was working for the Ritz-Carlton on Maui, and at that time I was working as an in-room dining server and also a Kai Cafe supervisor. And because I was a server, they had me on all sorts of shifts. I was morning shift, night shift, and overnight shift. So believe me when I say I was burnt out. So not only being burnt out, I was also creating the Perfect Grade Exia on my free time. And I have to say I was a little bored with Gundam modeling at that time. So how I wanted to spice that up is by creating this guy, and in the book you create the inner frame first and then the armor. But before that you had to do the stand as well. So I thought it would be fun to do this in sections and just do it how the book said. So first I did create the stand. That did take a lot of brain power to try and figure out the colors and then all the masking and all of that, because there is a lot of masking involved when you have to paint this. It is just one gigantic chunk of plastic, and so it is a lot of masking and a lot of painting you have to do for that. So that was the first thing that I tackled in this project. So stand out of the way. I went ahead and did Exia here. I did just the inner frame, and so the pandemic happened, and once that hit, I switched my focus to a couple different Gundams because I was going to sell them, and that's how I was going to make money during the pandemic. However, that never happened, and I made a couple different Gundams before him, and I kept those Gundams. So I'm happy I kept them. It was a GPO-1, a high-grade Strike Ale, and then also the fully loaded Joey. So I did those three instead of doing Exia, and then by the time I could have switched back to Exia, I was already onto different projects, and I was interested in other things. So this guy got very neglected. Alright, so the paint job I wanted to accomplish with this guy was kind of light and airy, and I wanted it to be, for me, the feeling that I had when I first saw Exia on episode 1. So for the paint job with the white, I went ahead and did shading on the white. However, it's so almost not noticeable, the shading on the white. When you're in person, you can see it, but just barely you can see the shading. So that kind of represents the weight of Exia. However, it is so light that you can barely notice it. So that's one theme, is the weight of Exia and the task ahead of him, and Setsuna. And then with the red and the blue, I wanted to give those pieces highlights. So instead of the shading, do the exact opposite and give that highlighting. And so instead of capturing those colors and bringing them inwards, the highlighting was meant to get those colors to look like they're exploding off of Exia. If that makes any sense at all to you. But I just wanted it to be light and airy. So I wanted this suit to be almost angelic. And I thought that the best way to accomplish that would be highlighting with a little bit of shading. And also I do want to say I do have a clear Exia as well that I'm doing, and I'm doing that in the Trans Am colors. So you actually won't see this guy in Trans Am with his lights, because that is not his theme, but the clear Exia that I'm doing after this. So you will see that Exia in the Trans Am colors and in different poses as well. During this guy's showcase, I didn't want to put him in too many poses because I am eventually going to have 3 Perfect Grade Exias. That's a lot of poses, so I don't need to do all the poses with one guy. So you got the poses you got with this Exia. I hope you're happy with them. You're going to get more poses with the clear Exia. Now you will notice with the decaling, I did not do the striping for his shoulder. I don't really like how that looks on the normal Exia here, and especially since I want this to be reminiscent of the first episode, he really didn't have any like pin striping or like sports car decals or anything like that on him, and I think that's more like just showy for the normal Exia. Now, however, I am making the clear Trans Am Exia, and so that's actually going to have the pinstriping on the shoulder, and it's going to have different decals, the one on the knee and things like that, a little bit more showy, a little bit more streamlined and fast is the feeling for that one. Now you'll see that we do have the weapons in front of us. I'll go ahead and go over some of the weapons. So we have the short GN blade here. This is really cool. That's why I have the light on underneath this guy, is so you can see the green that comes through. I think that's a really cool aspect of this kit. And again, like you'll see in the blue here, the highlighting that I did. And then the shield. That's really cool. I love this shield. That's so cool. Now you guys will have to let me know in the comments if this is an effect of Trans Am, if it opens up and it's releasing the GN particles because of Trans Am. That I don't know. If you know that in the comments, let me know. But I think that's a really cool aspect of the shield. Here you just have the reflective foil lighting, and then here I believe it's the same. Actually, I believe the foil lighting goes all the way through, so you're not actually seeing through this with the light below. This is just the foil lighting that's bouncing off my light here in the studio. But that's really cool. I forgot it even did that until I just picked it up. That's a really cool aspect of this kit. Here we go. We have the long GN blade there. Very nice. One word of warning and caution if you were ever to paint this guy. If you put these together first, I had immense trouble trying to get them apart. I actually did put the original ones together, and then I had such trouble getting them apart, I had to use an X-Acto knife, and I actually ended up damaging the plastic. And the plastic you see here is actually from the Exia repair, because he doesn't even use the GN blades. But if he did, I would imagine that they would be damaged. So that's what I did with that. Just a word of warning. Be careful with your GN blades. Don't put them together before you paint them. And if you guys figured out a way to get them apart, well, that's really cool. I didn't know. Then we have the long beam saber. I went ahead and put white on the bottom there. And I did a couple passes of clear red with white inside. It made like this clear pink color. It's very cool. I did about 2 passes here about that far, and I did about 1 pass about that far, and then I just did white here at the bottom. And then a really cool aspect on this kit is the beam daggers. I really like that. It's really cool. And then we have little tiny Setsuna. So I think this took about 3 days to do this guy. The base colors, so all the colors just one time, and then it took me 2 days to do the finalized colors, and that's where I go in with a smaller brush and just get all the details to be like perfect pretty much. One thing that sets this kit apart is definitely the lighting system, and if you have the money, you have disposable income, you can get the lighting system, definitely do it. It is so cool. All you have to do is turn it on, push the buttons. It's great. And one thing I love about this suit more than the other Perfect Grades is other Perfect Grades has like a little box or something like that that you can remove that like is in their head or like in their backpack or something like that. But it's like little tiny watch batteries that you have to put in. It's so inconvenient to change those batteries, and also it's kind of inconvenient even to turn the lights on because you'd have to take off panels on the back of his head and switch the button, or you'd have to move panels out of the way to switch the button, and you'd have to do intense wiring, which isn't really big of a problem. However, it's more of a chance that someone is going to mess it up. But this makes it so easy, and you just literally just put the wires in, follow the grooves that's already in the Gundam. It's so cool. And the best part about it is that it has batteries. It's 4 AAA batteries, and when those batteries run out, you just pick up the centerpiece on the stand, and then you just replace those batteries, and it's just so simple. Hey babe, hey, just wanted to show you what I was working on today. So I have this model, and I've just hooked up to the electrical box. I hooked it up to the wire here, and what I just did is I made an engine for it. So this is like what runs it, what powers the Gundam. And what's really cool about it is if this is not installed in the model, even though it's hooked up to the battery box and it's all wired up, if the engine is not actually installed in the Gundam, it won't turn on and it won't light up. So let me do that real quick and show you what that looks like. And right now this is just kind of like in the model or in the show, they would have this thing on in the back just as a protector to like protect where the engine goes in. So remove that. So this is the connection for it, and then here you can see the connectors inside. There we go. So it just snapped in. Now this model doesn't have arms, head, or anything. I haven't made that yet. So this is just it right now. But let me turn it on. Here we go. The GN drive is spinning. It's lighting up. Okay, so that's the GN drive. The rest of the model is dark right now. Get off of their wire. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh yeah, the chest lights up too. Okay. And now it's going to turn on. This is it, just regular when it's like on. And then this is Trans Am, which gives it more power. It's going to flash red into Trans Am, and then it's going to go into it. Okay, I guess I have to press the button. There you go. That's Trans Am. So that's when it's all powered up. It only lasts, I think, 5 minutes in this mode, but it's like really super powered. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. This is what I've been working on for a little bit. I just wanted to show you. And today was the day that I built the engine, so that's the first day that I've been able to turn it on. So just wanted to show you. So hope you're having a good day. Okay, so this talk story is a little short and sweet. There are a lot of work in progresses that I've done for this Exia, so if you're really very interested in seeing how I did it, go ahead, go back, watch those videos. You will see me doing this Gundam and then also the clear Exia as well. So that's just a good time to go back and watch those videos if you are interested to see how I completed this build. This talk story, I don't know, I've said so much about it in all of those videos. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and give my final verdict on this kit. If you haven't built a perfect rate Exia, please do yourself a solid and go buy one, whether that has the lights or doesn't have the lights. The best way to buy it is to probably look for one that doesn't have the lights and get it on sale. I think the Big Bad Toy Store just recently is having it. It had it on sale for like $180, I believe, and so it was like a pre-order. So if you don't mind waiting a couple months, get like a pre-order from a site or something like that. Grab it for below $200. That's a really good price for it. And then occasionally you'll see the lighting system just by itself. It'll go on sale. I've seen it as low as like $145. So that's actually the price I got for the one I'm doing on my clear Exia. So there are ways to get this guy cheaper than he really is. If you buy from a scalper, you're going to be paying upwards to $500 to $1,000. And please don't give anyone the satisfaction of selling a suit for that high. But if you're going to get this guy separate, you're going to get the model, and then you're going to get the lighting system, go ahead, get it, pick it up, get it separate, pre-order it, do whatever you got to do, get it cheap, but get this model. It's like one of the best Gundam models I own. So if you like this video, go ahead and like it, comment about it, and subscribe to the channel, because we're going on a journey. Don't get left behind. Come along with us. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and until next time, I hope you don't feel that neglected now. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be